We asked our viewers to send us their stories of demonic possession. Today's story comes from Paris, France, and you won't want to miss it. I used to believe that my mind belonged entirely to me, that whatever I thought, whatever I felt, whatever I saw, originated within the safe, controlled boundaries of my own consciousness. I was 34 years old, a translator in Paris, a woman who lived by logic, language, and reason. I did not believe in demons. I did not believe in possession. I woke at 3 a.m. to the sound of breathing. Not mine. Slow. Wet. Close. I lay perfectly still, staring into the darkness of my bedroom. The breathing was beside me, on the bed. I turned my head slowly. There was nothing there. When I closed my eyes, I saw it clearly. A figure. Tall and impossibly thin, its limbs too long, its joints bending the wrong way. Its skin looked burned, cracked like charcoal. Its face, it didn't stay the same long enough to describe. Features slid across it, forming and unforming, as if it couldn't decide what it was supposed to be. But its eyes, they were always the same. Deep hollows filled with something red, something alive. It watched me constantly. The whisper never stopped. It spoke in that same terrible language, but sometimes, just sometimes, I understood. Amelie was the only person I told. She listened without interrupting, her face growing pale as I spoke. When I finished, I expected skepticism, concern perhaps, suggestions of doctors, of therapy. Instead, she said very quietly, "I believe you." Relief flooded me so suddenly, I almost cried. "What do I do?" I asked. She hesitated. Then she said, "We pray." We tried for 2 days. She brought holy water, a crucifix, and her Bible. We sat together in my apartment, reciting prayers, her voice steady, mine shaking. At first, nothing happened. And then, on the 3rd day, something did. We were in the middle of a prayer when I felt it react. A surge of rage exploded inside my chest. Not my rage, something else. My vision darkened. The room seemed to dim, as if the light itself was being drained away. My body moved without my permission. I doubled over, a sound tearing out of my throat that didn't sound human. Amelie stepped back, fear flashing in her eyes. "It's real," she whispered. I looked at her, and for a moment, I saw myself reflected in her eyes. But it wasn't me. My mouth was stretched too wide. My eyes burned red. I screamed. We didn't wait after that. Amelie said it had to be done immediately. We moved my bed to the center of the room. She lit candles. The flames trembled, though there was no wind. I lay down. My body already felt heavy, like something was pressing down on me from the inside. "Stay with me," Amelie said. "Whatever happens, don't give in." "I won't," I said, but I was already afraid that I might. She began to pray. At first, nothing happened. Then I felt it, a slow, rising pressure in my chest. The whisper grew louder, angrier. My back arched violently, lifting me off the bed before I slammed back down. A scream tore out of me, raw and deep. My limbs began to move on their own, jerking, twisting. I thrashed against the bed, my muscles straining so hard it felt like they might tear. Pain shot through my body, but I couldn't stop. I had no control. My head snapped to the side, and I saw it. Standing in the corner, clearer than ever before, smiling. its mouth stretched impossibly wide, filled with shifting, jagged shapes. "Mine," it whispered. "No!" I screamed. But when I heard my own voice, something else was layered beneath it. Something deeper, something that wasn't me. Amelie pressed the crucifix against my forehead. "In the name of God, leave her." Agony exploded through me. I screamed, a sound so sharp it felt like it was tearing my throat apart. My body convulsed violently, my spine arching, my limbs flailing uncontrollably. The room grew cold, so cold I could see my breath. Frost crept along the edges of the window. The shadows thickened, moving, writhing like living things. Time disappeared. All that existed was the pain, the movement, the voice. I couldn't stop moving. I thrashed and writhed, my body twisting over and over again, every muscle burning, my strength draining away. I was so tired, so unbearably tired, but something inside me refused to let me rest. It pushed harder. It spoke through me. I could hear it, feel it, using my voice to form those horrible, scraping words. Amelie kept praying, over and over, her voice breaking but never stopping. And then, something changed. I felt it. A crack. A weakness. It was small, but it was there. I held onto it with everything I had left. "No," I whispered, "you don't belong here." The response was immediate. Rage. Violent, overwhelming rage. My body lifted again, shaking uncontrollably. The thing in the corner moved. It was suddenly closer, then closer still, then everywhere, inside me, around me, pressing in from all sides. Amelie shouted, her voice breaking, "Leave her!" And I screamed, a long, tearing scream that felt like it was ripping something out of my very soul. And then, it was gone. Just like that, gone. My body collapsed onto the bed. The pressure vanished. The voice disappeared. The silence was overwhelming. I lay there, unable to move, every part of my body aching, my chest rising and falling in shallow breaths. But my mind was quiet, for the first time in days. Amelie sank to her knees beside me, crying. "It's over," she said. I turned my head slightly. "Is it?" I whispered. "Yes," she said. I closed my eyes. There were no visions, no whisper, no presence. And finally, free.